My name is Emily. I'm 28, and for most of my life, I believe success was measured by what people could see: the house, the clothes, the car, the shine. But the truth? The truth lived quietly beside me, wearing worn-out shoes and a gentle smile. I married Daniel 5 years ago. He's 30 now, soft-spoken, calm, and patient in a world that moves too fast. He has never raised his voice at me, not once. When I'm sick, he becomes the warmth I cling to. When I'm tired, he brings me food before I ask. He makes tea every morning, humming softly while the water boils. He cooks dinner when I come home late, even if he hasn't rested himself. Daniel's the kind of man who listens when I cry and stays when I feel weak. He's steady, quiet, and good. But somewhere along the way, I forgot to see those things. I work in a corporate office. I earn well. My career grew fast because I worked nights, sacrificed weekends, and pushed myself harder than I should have. Every month, I bring home $5,000. And Daniel? He drives long routes as a delivery driver, earning a modest salary for long, exhausting hours. Sun, rain, cold, he's out there, doing what he must. And yet, instead of appreciating him, I began comparing him. To colleagues, to neighbors, to strangers on social media. Couples wearing expensive watches, holding designer bags, posting photos from vacations. I watched all of it. And slowly, painfully, a seed of disappointment grew in me. Daniel still wore the same old shoes he bought years ago. He didn't upgrade his phone. He didn't buy gifts unless he saved for months. I looked at him one evening and asked, "Why don't you aim higher? Why don't you start a business or try something bigger?" He lowered his eyes. "I don't know how," he said quietly. That answer, so simple, so honest, irritated me. I told him, "Other men do it. Why can't you?" He didn't argue. He never does. But his silence had a heaviness I refused to notice. I didn't see the sadness in his eyes. I didn't hear the pain behind his breathing. Daniel supported his parents with nearly half his salary. They're elderly, sick, and dependent on him. And from what remained, he gave everything to me. But I never said thank you. I only said, "It's not enough." I didn't know how cruel that sounded until life showed me. One evening, Daniel came home later than usual. His shirt was dusty, his steps slow, his eyes dim. I asked sharply, "Where were you?" He hesitated before answering. "I was looking for another job." I froze for a moment. Another job? He had already been working long hours, yet he was out searching for more work, for me. The next morning, he left before sunrise. He returned after sunset. Day after day, he repeated the same cycle. No smile, no laughter, just exhaustion hanging on his shoulders like a weight he couldn't shake off. After a week, he finally told me, "I found a second job, at a restaurant. I can make $2,000 more every month." I said, "Good," without even asking if he was okay, if he needed rest, if he was happy. Daniel began living between two worlds, delivering parcels by day, washing dishes and cleaning tables at night. He barely slept. He barely ate. His only goal was to make me feel proud. One night, while I was sitting in the living room, I heard a loud thud from the bathroom. My heart raced. I ran inside. Daniel was sitting on the floor, his back against the cabinet, his face pale as paper. His hands trembled as if they couldn't hold his weight anymore. "Daniel!" I screamed. "What's happening?" He looked up weakly. "I'm just tired," I feel a little dizzy." It wasn't just tired. It was months of pressure, months of pushing himself beyond his limits, months of carrying my expectations on his tired back. I called a cab and rushed him to the hospital. The doctor examined him and said, "His body is overworked. He needs rest immediately. No second job, no long shifts. If he continues like this, it will harm him." I sat next to his hospital bed, watching him sleep. The man I criticized, the man I compared, the man I pushed too hard. He was breaking himself just to make me happy. Tears filled my eyes. I held his hand and whispered, "I'm so sorry, Daniel. I didn't see you. I didn't understand how much you were giving." He slowly opened his eyes, gave me a weak smile, and said, "I just wanted you to be proud of me, Emily." Those words shattered something inside me. Because Daniel didn't need to impress me. He didn't need a business. He didn't need a big salary. He didn't need to compete with anyone. He had already given me something no money could buy. A love that stays. A love that sacrifices. A love that speaks softly but holds deeply. Since that day, I stopped comparing him to the world. I stopped asking for more. I started seeing the man who stood beside me all along. Daniel is not perfect, but he is mine. My quiet strength, my gentle place to fall, my reminder that true love doesn't perform, it endures. If this story touched your heart, remember to like, share, and subscribe. Because sometimes, love whispers louder than anything money can buy.